Hey loves, it's Josie. I wanted to come to you today and do a video about my Saturn lessons in particular. That way some of you can understand what's happening with the Saturn energy right now. It seems that my stream is doing well, so I'm going to keep going because I was having issues yesterday. But okay, Saturn is the planet. A lot of people say Saturn is the planet of karma, okay? Saturn is like the father, the hard ass father, that the one that tells you, I'm not your friend, I'm your parent, there's no feelings involved, there's no being nice about it. This is I want you to be the best version of yourself by any means necessary, no matter how many times we have to repeat. No matter how many times you have to continue to practice whatever it is until you get it right. I will stay out here with you until midnight until you make at least one shot. That is Saturn. And right now we're wrapping up a 30-year cycle. Okay, it takes between 28 and 30 years for Saturn to return back to Capricorn where it's at home. Okay. So we're in Saturn in Sagittarius, but not for very much longer. Around the 21st or the 22nd is when Saturn in Sagittarius is done with and it goes home to Capricorn. So not only are your lessons from Saturn in Sagittarius wrapping up, but you got to understand all of those lessons through the whole zodiac are in your face right now too. So it's not just, oh, well, what did you learn during Saturn in Sagittarius? No. It's what have you learned over this last 30-year period, What have you learned in your adult life? There's childhood stuff, there's a whole bunch of stuff just coming up right now. And I want y'all to understand why. So hopefully you'll be able to track what I'm saying when I share my own experience. And no, I'm not going back 30 years, okay? But I will take y'all back to 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra. I had my Saturn return and I believe it because you got to factor in the retrogrades. My Saturn return was happening in 2014, I believe. Look, now y'all got me doing math in my head. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then this is 17 right here. Yeah, so it was right like 2012, 2013. Anyway, let's just do roundabout numbers because I did not prepare for this video at all. Anyway, so from about 2014 to now, 2017, Saturn should have transited Scorpio and Sagittarius. My natal Saturn in my chart is in Scorpio, so I had my Scorpio return, okay? And that's why I want to start from this point. When I was going through my Scorpio return, that's when I realized that I wasn't a housewife, okay? I wasn't a housewife. I realized that I just could not continue with the lifestyle that I had. I wasn't healthy. I was overwhelmed. There was just so much that all of a sudden I just realized. I realized all the issues in my relationship because Scorpio is about, joint finances and intimacy and things like that. Everything, I just saw all the cracks everywhere and was like, whoa. Hold up, something needs to change, i.e. Saturn return in Scorpio, transformation, okay? During that time, It took us a while, but I did get divorced. But at the same time, that's when I started seeing 1111. That's when I started learning about astrology. That's when I learned Reiki, things like that. And this was way in 2014, okay? And I did a lot of stuff, though. Even though I was getting divorced and I was waking up to spirituality, I was still very what we call 3D. I was not at the level of enlightenment that I am now. So I got into a lot of stuff that has to do with Scorpio energy, you know, things that had to do with sex, you know. As far as my relationship was concerned, I decided, oh, well, let me try to hold on to my marriage by opening my relationship, by engaging in recreational sex. Let me do everything I possibly can to hold on to something that I know damn well is not good for me. So yeah, I went through that in my Saturn return. And no matter what I did, no matter how crazy it looked, things just had to end. And that's what I had to realize. So I finally surrendered. And then in that surrender, I stepped out on faith. This is when we're moving into Saturn and Sagittarius, because that's when I moved to Florida, okay, at the end of 2015. I stepped out on faith. I only put what could fit in my car when I left my 5-bedroom home in Texas, okay? And I drove all the way to Florida and I said, you know what? I'm going to change my life. I'm going to get off of this medicine that I'm taking. I'm going to do everything for myself that I didn't do before and that I expected others to do for me. I made a lot of decisions. It was scary when I moved here, but I got here and I got so much support. So much support. So it was all kind of crazy divorce, you know, sexual intimacy stuff going on when Saturn was in Scorpio. And then once it moved into Sagittarius, all of a sudden, I'm traveling, number one. Number two, I'm running off of faith. That's also a Sagittarius thing. My belief systems changed, all kind of stuff changed, but I had to have that Scorpio transformation first. I saw all the cracks. I said, oh, hell no, this ain't gonna work. Okay, I give. I'm no longer gonna hold on to this. And I stepped out on faith into Sagittarius, okay? So I moved into my Saturn and Sagittarius lessons where I tried to hold on again. I tried to hold on to massage therapy. I said, oh, well, Spirit wants me to spiritualize my career. Cool, I can tack that on to massage therapy. No. $3,000 later, no. That was a tough Saturn lesson for me. I finally realized I had to let a career go that I had for the last 11 years. So that happened during Saturn and Sagittarius, okay? Sagittarius is in my, Sagittarius is my 10th house of my career and stuff. So I had a major change with that. And I definitely did go into spirituality, but I didn't realize that I was going to have to go all the way. Like, I could not hold on to my mundane job at all. Like, so I went through that change. Then I went through this time period now. I started a meetup group. I struggled with that, but it's still going strong. I kept up with my YouTube channel. Then I deleted the damn thing. I deleted my YouTube channel and all the content. This was like 3 or 4 months ago. I was just fed up with YouTube. But Saturn Lessons, right? a lot of my Saturn and Sagittarius lessons had to do with my work, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and being discerning and dealing with the right people and dealing with the public. That was the bulk of my Saturn and Sagittarius lessons. A lot of it had to do with my career and the direction, what needed to go, what needed to stay. Oh my gosh. So after going through the hell with Saturn and Scorpio, I went through hell with my career with Saturn and Sagittarius. The difference is, though, that because Sagittarius has Jupiterian energy, because it has that luck energy, that's where I feel like I had a whole lot of support. So Saturn wasn't the same teacher that it was when it was in Scorpio. This teacher in Sagittarius was a little bit more chill, you know. I felt like it gave a damn in Scorpio. In Sagittarius, Saturn in Scorpio did not give a damn by any means necessary. I want it all. You gonna change today. This is gonna happen with or with you. So that's how that looked. It was crazy. I can't even believe half the stuff I did right at the tail end of all of that. It was like, so now, now that we're wrapping up Saturn and Sagittarius, for me personally, it's in my 10th house of career. Now that I'm wrapping up all these lessons with my career and I'm getting some footing and direction on what I need to be doing and how I need to be doing it, now Saturn is about to move into my 11th house of organizations, of networking, of friends. Pluto already was in damn Capricorn in my 11th house. I already started these lessons early because Pluto was there, okay? But it's going to be really prevalent because Saturn is going to be next to Pluto. So my friends, the people I think that are my friends, I'm going to learn some lessons with my friend circle, with networking, with, you know, who I'm working with and things like that. So I'm glad at least that I know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it as far as my job is concerned, because the last thing I want is to take Saturn and Sagittarius lessons into Saturn and Capricorn lessons, because that's too much. I already deal with the general public. That's too much. You see what I mean? That's why it's important to wrap your shit up. Surrender. Say, oh, okay, you know, I understand what I did wrong here. And instead of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, instead of fighting it, just move on to the solution. I'm gonna go back to the whole wrapping up the 30-year cycle, okay? What I want you guys to understand is your fresh experiences from Saturn and Sagittarius are here, but there's also some of you thinking about your past coming back. We do have this Mercury retrograde, like the most is happening right now. So this is not a normal Mercury retrograde. Your past is coming back. You got exes coming back and things like that, but it's like super. So somebody from like 12 years ago may call you, may find you on Facebook, and you're like, what is this? That's what I mean by Saturn is wrapping up that 30-year cycle, okay? It's not just the past 2.5 years. It's the past 2.5 years and all the rest of them. Because it's going back home to Capricorn. So please stop ignoring your issues and get your shit straight, because you don't want to take that, number one, into 2018, number two, into Capricorn as it starts a new Saturn cycle. Okay, because that's what's happening. A new Saturn cycle is starting. Okay, this is like when you've been skating by in school with 70s. Oh well, a C is still passing. You're content. You ain't worried. A C is still passing. But then when you decide that at the last minute that you want to get a B or an A because you finally see how your average works, and you're like, oh my God, I gotta raise this up so that when I graduate, my GPA won't be all jacked. It's like playing catch up at the last minute. And you know what? Sagittarius is good for that, because I got a 19-year-old Sagittarius child, and he procrastinates his butt off. And still somehow, because of that Jupiter luck, gets it. It's crazy. But that's what it's like. Skating by with 70s and C's, and then all of a sudden you realize how it's affecting your GPA. So all of a sudden you're like, ooh, do you have makeup work? You're looking for opportunities, and you're trying to like get your shit straight before finals. That's what's happening right now. Everybody on some level is trying to get their stuff together before Saturn goes into Capricorn, because they want the best. They don't want the basic, the bare minimum. They want to go into next year knowing that they've done the work, knowing that they are they have the integrity to say that I wasn't being manipulative, I wasn't doing stuff underhanded. Like, you want to be okay going into 2018, because if you're not, whoo, if you are still ignoring stuff and doing wrong and going to just, if you are still going against the grain and challenging your own energy, basically, it will only get tougher for you, because you've got new lessons and old lessons, and then you also got homework from 3 months ago. You got all of this just, and you're like, it will feel like a shitstorm. You're either going to be one of them people that's winning and happy and successful, or one of those people that really just is creating hell on earth because you can't understand why so much shit is just happening to you, and all of this stuff is just piling up on you. So I'm trying to help y'all before the 21st and 22nd, okay? I'm trying to talk some sense into you so you will make sure that your paperwork is straight for your business, you know. Make sure you ain't cheating on nobody. Make sure that you straight. That way you have that integrity. That's what Capricorn is all about, integrity. Okay? Oh my God, have the integrity to say, I'm good. It can't be fake. It can't be fake. I'm just saying. Hopefully y'all understood what I was telling y'all. This is a long video and I need to cut it. So, thank you for watching, and I hope this video goes through because my nerves. Have an awesome day.